Present, Tim Stinson, Richie Coombs, Bill Forty, and myself, Frank Doug. First on the list, we're gonna go to an informal hearing for the Town Forest Committee. Thank you.
Excuse me, Frank.
Yeah.
Tim said he wanted to sit in on this.
Oh, okay.
So why don't we go to George Road?
Okay.
If you guys don't
We'll
mind
do that,
waiting just a
yeah.
few minutes.
No, that's fine.
Okay, we'll move to, continue NOI DEP number 1820486, 6 George Road.
And for the applicant,
I guess.
you are.
I'm here, I seem to be the only people here, so I guess maybe that's it. May I use this chair?
Yeah. Please introduce yourself for the record.
Yes, sir, I will. My name is John Spink. I'm a PE. Been doing this for a bit, so. All right, you had asked me last time, and I apologize for not being here sooner, but I have not been doing well. You asked me to give you large scale so you can see what my little scale was doing. And we have whole bunches. You wanna, I don't know how you wanna do this. Why don't I just do this? There's 4 sheets that have all of the drawing stuff on it. That was the drawings. Okay. Now, let us, this was originally, as I understand it, and I'm not quite sure I have the full story on it, was a order to cease and desist and remove?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what I went is, I came in after all of that, and I ended up going out and locating. This was, as far as I can ascertain, was the original drawing that was used for building the house and you guys giving them the original permit and all of that. So that had a wetland line on it, that had the house on it, that had the property line on it.
Is that the as-built?
I do not know. I do not physically know, but when I go out and measure it and locate it for myself, it looks like the real thing.
It reflects what's
It
on the.
it reflects what's here, okay? So that's, you know, so it looks like that, okay? So this line, which was the original wetland line, is referenced on all of these drawings, okay? So this initial one is that we located this line that goes like this is the original wetland line that was on that. The existing line of edge of growth, okay? There's a little bit of a kind of a lawn, not much growing, and then it goes into bushes or into some kind of grass or whatever. And that line is on the outside of that, on the inside of that, and then goes kind of along right about with it for the rest of the way. And we're talking this much difference. It's not that much until you get over here. There's a stone wall along here that is not quite 2. Okay, so there's the distinction between what's existing and what's that. They, as I understand it, by talking to people, is that they came in and put some stone in here on top of what there was there. There was a slope off, and they put some stone in that area. And that stone overlaps the edge of wetlands, as shown there, and the amount of the overlap is, where did it go? It's like 200 square feet, approximately 230 square feet. Okay, so there's 230 square feet of
Wetland that was.
wetland on that that's covered with stone now.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, that's one of the answers we were looking for.
Yeah, okay, so that's that thing, okay. Now, what I came to proposing for you guys, the lady of the house has a small driving problem. She keeps taking out the garage door sides.
That's a problem.
Yeah. A minimal problem, you know, $500 here, $500 there, you know. So. Anyway, so she would love to have something so that she can back out and get a car straight before she can turn, and there's enough room, okay?
Can I stop you there?
Go ahead.
The original owner never came up here with this problem of backing out of his.
Oh, I'm sure, I wouldn't doubt it at all, I mean, you know.
Okay, so they got out of the driveway.
Let's put it this way, I owned a house in Norfolk for years, okay? I never hit the garage, my wife hit it 5 or 6 times.
Well, that,
Yeah, yeah.
you understand where we're going.
No, yeah, well, that's fine, I mean, that's fine. Anyway, so, what we've come to is that we wanted to put up, you know, a tube around the edge on the wetland line, okay? Pull back about that far off of the wetland line, and have them put a rock wall that goes up about this high, about 18 inches, and then have it paved back so that she can back up into that and put some car bumpers along there. That's what she would like to do.
That's fine.
No,
Is it,
what type of rock wall? Is this gonna be like a
Retaining block?
paver?
No, like this.
natural rock?
Just natural rock laid up on a, like this. It comes out to a 2-to-1.
Would it be constructed or would it just be kinda laid in there? I mean, is it?
It's hand laid, just hand laid.
And that's gonna retain this driveway?
Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. That's, yeah, seriously.
Well, what we're concerned about with
You don't
that.
do it with little stuff. You gotta do
Yeah.
it with, you gotta do it with.
No,
stuff
I
like this.
understand that, but what we're concerned about is it deteriorates if it's not substantially stable.
Well,
You know?
I mean, we can,
I mean, you can do a riprap slope, right? You can,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can do
No,
a
they're not gonna-
riprap slope.
They're not gonna have the room there to do
Right,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
so
a
it's either,
riprap gets like this.
Right,
A rock wall,
45
we can get up
degrees.
like this, and a regular wall, we can get up like that.
yeah,
And if you want, we can go to those
retaining
little-
blocks.
those little cannon blocks and,
Well, because of the proximity to the wetland, at least I don't feel that that would be stable enough, that it would hold up a driveway, like
I
Frank is
agree.
saying. It should be, you know, I mean, if it's
Yeah.
not a lot of distance there, it should be.
no, it's not that big a wall.
It should be a designed wall, especially where it's on the wetland.
Yeah.
We don't want anything going
Yeah.
over the side, you know what I mean? And we
Okay.
feel as though, you know, what
That's-
you're talking
that's not a
about
problem.
would be fine if it was 10 or 15 feet off the wetland
That's
line.
not a
but-
problem.
But whereas it's right there. Can you come back with a design for the wall?
Sure.
And then, you're gonna have to show replication where you take, are you gonna take wetland there, or?
No, we're gonna pull it back.
Okay,
We'll pull it back up to the line, it's fine, up to the line's fine.
Okay.
We'll leave a space about like that,
okay.
and we'll go up on that, and so we're not.
Okay, so at the next meeting, right, you're gonna show us that you're gonna pull all this stuff back, right?
Yep.
Get it out of the wetland.
Yep,
You're gonna establish a hay bale silt fence line, okay?
yep.
And then once
Do you want hay
that,
bales or do you want the tubes?
the tube is fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Cause you're not bringing in a lot of dirt,
No, right.
okay? You're gonna pull it all back.
Right.
You're gonna construct the wall.
Yep,
Leave the straw wattle up until you're
Yep,
done
yep,
with
forever,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and just propose a concrete block retaining wall in that
the
area.
other thing that they wanted to do was, which one shows it? That's not that one. This one right here. This section of yard, and I don't know why, but it goes, so whoever put the stuff in there over the years, it's got,
Rotted stumps, I'm sure.
could be. All they wanna do is flatten it out.
Okay, so recontour lawn should be in as part of your plan.
Right, that's, I do,
Okay.
and literally the recontouring is like that. The
That's
rest of
fine.
it stays.
What's that shaded area beside the hatched area?
This is the area in his area
Yeah.
is past the wetland that's already not heavily vegetated. It's grasses or it's not, it's obviously not wetland stuff.
Well, it's been cleared.
Yeah, at some point in time, it's been
Back.
cleared. At some point in time, it's not recent.
Well, it looks recent in this photo here,
Really,
that
does
was
it?
taken July 1st.
Because that's not part of their yard so much as it is just, it's just not, you know, it's not wet clean.
So,
And there's no problem if you wanna, I think one of the things I said to do was to bring this up like that and, get some loam on it so it'll have something dry and throw some wetland species in there.
mhm.
If it takes, it takes, and if it doesn't, it goes to grass. It'll do one or the other.
Okay, so where is this, where is this in relation to these pictures here?
Okay, this is the rock,
Yep.
Yeah,
looking
that's the
right from
driveway.
here, right?
This
This
what you
is
want
just
flat?
flipping around and looking this way.
Yes.
Okay, so you're standing on the street in that picture?
Well, no, you're standing right here at the end of the
driveway.
rock.
Oh,
This
you
is
are.
this is the end of the rock there, so you're standing right here like this, looking this way.
I see, okay.
So this is the area you wanna flatten, right at?
No, the area where we wanna flatten is up in here. This is, the wetland edge goes like this,
Okay,
and the lawn goes like that, and their problem's up in here.
well, you can see in this picture here that this edge is being pulled back.
Yeah, the old wetland line went like this, like that down through here,
Right,
and this is the piece that's not, that's that hatch piece right there.
right.
And what they're worried about is over here. Their holes are out in here.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to go that way, they're trying to get
Okay,
that to
so you're gonna be
We're gonna-
setting up siltation
We're
here.
gonna be siltation up that line, okay? And we'll loam and seed that with wild, and the other side, we'll keep it the lawn.
Okay.
Okay, so on your next set of plans, right, just establish a limit of work line
Right.
with a hay bale, you know,
Okay,
indicator
yep,
on there,
yep.
okay? Tell us, how many square feet was actually filled and what you're giving back.
Yep.
Okay, so if you took
Yep.
220, you gotta give
Yep.
220,
I got it.
right? So you're gonna restore it back 0 to 0, and then, you know, you gotta give us some kind of elevation out there, because do you have anything in there?
This has got some elevations on it. I've got contours of it, it's all contoured and everything.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that
it should be on the plan where you wanna grade it, we wanna see that it's.
Yes, I did,
You know, if you're at 25 here, you wanna be at 25 there, we just want.
yeah, no,
some
I understand
kinda-
that, I understand that.
So some kind of elevation on that
Yeah,
plan.
I guess that was this one, and the numbers didn't come out, because that was a grading.
Yeah, okay. And then I know I mentioned this before, but your plans should be stamped.
Yep.
So we
Yep,
don't
no
see any
problem.
stamps on those, so.
Not a problem.
And how much approximate fill are you bringing in for that? Just loom? You're not filling, you're just looming? You're just filling the voids with loom?
For this, inside the, that's gonna be structural fill,
Mhm.
okay? For this, that's just loam.
Loom, okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the crushed stone? You gonna take it out?
Uh,
I mean, it doesn't make very good fill.
no, doesn't make very good fill.
Right, so we kinda need to hear that detail as well.
Yep, okay.
Like remove crushed stone, bring in,
There's
bring in,
probably,
you
there's
know,
probably crushed
compact
fill.
base.
Probably go back the wall with the stone.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, we may be able to use that for that, but there's probably loam in here too, so my
right.
guess is that it's all. So, yeah, okay,
Yeah, so put the puzzle together and show us
Alright,
what the
we'll do.
driveway's gonna be next, you know what I mean?
okay,
In the next meeting,
I can
and,
do that.
And just give us some offsets from the corner of foundation to the wetland line.
yeah,
Yes, I
It
have
should be-
those.
it should
Yeah,
be
I
on
had
your
those.
plan.
I had that on there, yeah.
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 How is that new driveway there, the segment, it's sloping at like a 1 foot slope, and what, 10 feet, 15 feet?
Yeah, it's,
So she's gonna come out of her garage now,
She's
and
gonna
then
go
she's
down-
gonna hit a dip?
she's gonna go down a little bit and then catch the wall, because we're trying to keep the wall down like this instead of up like, it's a difference of about like that. We could put the wall, if you're gonna do a straight wall, we might as well put it all up flat.
Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
So, you know,
Okay, so we got it at the edge of at the edge.
right now her edge just goes off.
Right now, the edge just goes like this, okay?
Right.
It drops about 30 inches
Right.
from the wetland line to the edge of hers, okay? So we'll bring it up to maybe 2 feet, and she get a little bit, because we gotta want it to drain that direction in any case. So,
Is she gonna
So it's-
asphalt that driveway, or is she gonna?
yeah, she wants to she would love to asphalt it, yeah.
Okay.
So she's gonna hit a curb to let her know that she's at the end of the driveway.
The guardrail maybe?
There's no wonder it.
And there's some kind of stop block in
I
there.
honestly don't care if she drives over the edge, I just wanna make sure that that gets constructed right,
Well, they don't have
you know?
her cars on the wetland.
All right, so we'll see, so you're clear on what we need next
Gotcha.
meeting, right?
It'll work, okay.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
Um,
so we're gonna continue this until,
the next.
Oh dear.
January 20.
What do you guys, third week is it?
30th?
Normally?
Every 3
January
weeks.
Yeah.
No,
Is it the
every
30th?
every third week.
It's every third week.
Monday. Third Monday,
Correct.
yeah.
No, it's not third Monday, it's every third week.
Yeah.
Oh, it's every third week?
Yeah, it's every
Okay.
third week.
Okay, that
You got
works.
Martin Luther King floating around there somewhere.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine,
next
so
week.
on the 30th.
Martin Luther King's next Monday.
Okay, so
Yeah.
January 30th.
30th?
Yep. Okay, so we're clear, you're gonna bring a plan showing, how much you're gonna remove.
Yep.
Your, siltation line.
Yep.
Okay, detail on the, on the versa block wall.
Yep.
And elevations.
Yep.
And stamps.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
all 5,
Good.
right? That it?
Yeah, are we taking the stone out or are we leaving the stone?
That should be indicated on your plan.
I'm sorry, legal?
So,
The pea stone that she put in.
Yeah,
there.
that was a piece of.
you know, the best thing to do is just give us a construction sequence or a construction
Okay.
narrative.
Okay.
You know, just put it, kind of put it in line there, just remove crushed stone, remove everything from wetland line, establish a bale line, you know.
Yep.
Bring in fill, build a concrete block wall, level off the back, just a work scope would be
Okay, got
good. And then that way there, we're not guessing,
Yep, that works.
okay?
We have a motion to continue until the 30th.
Motion to continue, DEP 1820486.
Second.
Until the next meeting,
January 30th.
January 30th.
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor? That should be.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Glad I could make it.
We could reorganize the board, but we could wait till the end for that. Let me just go up and see if Tim is available. I know he wanted to sit in on this.
Quiet night here. Normally there's like
Hey.
27 people, like,
Don't jinx us.
yeah, gotta get up the door quick. Oh, here comes Tim.
He's still open.
Must be the bad weather.
How long do you have to stay open? To like an hour or something like that, or?
Actually, once we kinda run through here, you didn't show up.
Oh, okay, no, he didn't. Good. All right, we got nothing for you. See you later. Run.
Yeah, we gotta touch on everything, but we, you know, continue it or
Yeah.
whatever, just.
That was actually productive. I feel like we actually made some headway there.
Yeah, it's about time, my God.
You know,
Good evening, Tim.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Tim.
Okay, so we will open up the informal hearing for the Town Forest Committee.
All right. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Adam Fabian, member at large, Town Forest Committee, Town of Holbrook.
I'm Dave Dingledye. I have been on the Forest Committee, I think for 6 years. I've been lost track of the time. I came in, I think, around in 2006, about 10 years. And a few months ago, the lady who had been leading the committee, Patricia Greeley, had decided to resign from the committee, and following her was Dale Lewis, also member at large. Since I joined the committee, I'd been the secretary for the most part, taking notes at the meetings and delivering reports and participating in the activities. I was left with a choice of either holding the bag and trying to keep the committee going, looking for new members, or dissolving it. I decided to hold on to that bag a little bit longer, and sure enough, in due time, I found Adam Fabian signed on, and we also have Heather McClellan. And all I can say is they are blazing trails that I never even dreamed of in that forest. And he has literally been out there checking all the trails out, looking for ways to improve them, to make them more accessible to the public, to improve the signage, get rid of whatever dead wood is blocking the trails, and there's a lot of other improvements that need to be made. So we're here tonight to let you know that the forest is very much alive and well as far as we're concerned, and we want to really continue to make it definitely part of our public domain here in Holbrook. There's some things that I kind of learned the hard way once I took on this position. I didn't realize there were a number of acres in that forest that aren't entirely within the hands of the Conservation Committee. About 30 acres that are owned by the town, yes, but which unfortunately could slip away and become something that private developers would want to get a hold of, and we would like to find some ways and means to really hold on to those 30 acres and make sure they stay part and parcel of the forest. That's one of the larger issues we want to deal with. But I don't want to take too much of the spotlight away from Adam, who's got a good report to deliver on some of the things he's done in the forest, what's been done so far, and what we think needs to be done to move forward. And I will say, I'm grateful that Tim Gordon has been with us. He's been, I think, more than cooperative and willing to work along with us as we've done the work with the committee. And I think I'll turn it over to Adam now, and you can present what you have to say.
Sure. Well, good evening, gentlemen. I know Frank, and I know Bill, and most of you guys look very familiar from 10 years ago when I built my house, so I don't know everyone by name, but, I mean, you get your name. Yeah, you got your name tags, but you know what I'm saying. So, about 3 months ago, I came in here with Heather. I had just been appointed to the committee. Didn't really know a whole lot of what was going on out there. We had a very successful forest maintenance day, trail maintenance day back in November. We pretty much reblazed almost every trail out there. Like Dave said, we pretty much cleaned out all the dead wood, the blowdowns, everything like that. I spoke before briefly about like the trail maintenance and what we could do and what we couldn't do. And like, since I've been out there, like one trail, the long trail, there's like 3 water crossings on it. And one of them is a small one, you know, an 8-foot bridge, you know, be it, you know, logs or whatever. Right now, there's just a bunch of dead wood that dropped over it, which actually is more of a hindrance to the water. You know what I mean? You can see it, the leaves and everything blocking it up right now. I mean, my first course of action, as soon as everything thaws, is to actually pull that thing out of there, because all it's doing is actually blocking, you know what I mean? It doesn't let the water flow right there. It was laid down there. I'm not gonna say poorly of what was done before, but it wasn't very well thought out. So, you know what I mean? It's more like throwing sticks down in a river to step across, and probably not the best. And there's 2 boggy sections on the long trail that kind of like, I mean, we call them bog bridges up in the White Mountains. Basically, if we put in like planks with like a cross tie planks, so that way people aren't destroying, you know, you're not tracking destroying the trail bed and everything that's growing there, you know what I mean? So you limit the impact on the actual trail. And some other water bars, another small bridge on Boundary that's kind of like the first bridge I discussed. Do you guys have any restrictions on what materials can be used for like building the bridge material? I mean, I wouldn't really want to use, I don't think PT would be, I mean, it wouldn't rot, but I don't think you'd want to introduce that.
Yeah,
out
pressure
in the
treated
woods.
wouldn't be allowed in a wetland area, but, a native species, so it would have to
Maybe
be.
like spruce or something like that, or
Native,
some
it's gotta
kind
be native to the area, so you'd have to determine what's native there, and then use that wood,
of, okay,
you know?
all right, now, let's see, if, I'm trying to get like the Boy Scouts, there's a bunch of, like Star and Life Scouts between 56 and 153, and I'm kinda trying to push some of these onto them, cause Fantastic Eagle service projects, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, I mean, they need to be done, it's trail maintenance, I mean, would they come to us, you know what I mean? Or should we, you know, if we decide to, you know, if we can get someone to take on some of these, would you guys want the scout maybe to come to you guys to present what they plan on doing? You know what I mean, as far as the trail maintenance go, or is it okay just to go with us?
I think the maintenance has always been handled by the committee, but, anything, like if you were gonna do crossings, you'd probably just wanna run it by us, what you're using, like Bill said, for lumber and how it's gonna be constructed,
Okay,
just to make sure that we don't have concerns.
Yeah, like a light sketch of something that's, you know, obviously gonna be safe for, you know, 1 or 2 people to
Right,
pass
right.
over. You know, I mean, none of those river crossings are deep, right?
No, my son
They're
fell
all-
into,
they're
my,
all
my,
just
my
street
son
beds.
fell in one last week, it's 6
Yeah.
inches deep, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
sure. No, I gotcha. So we're not talking about a structure of any kind, it's just basically just some boards laid down with a couple boards going across. That's about
Pretty
it.
much, or, you know, even, you know, even a log,
Yeah.
you know, flattened
Right.
on one side,
Yeah,
laid
sure.
across,
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
something like that,
Yeah,
something that
sure.
you can walk on,
Right.
that, you know, is also gonna be high enough, so it's
Yeah.
not gonna impede the water flow.
Right, of course.
You know,
We've,
so-
we've walked that before for the same,
I think I remember that.
yeah, we went out and we walked it, and we saw the crossings.
Mm.
And, the committee never came back with any type of plan as to
Yeah,
what
I
they were
recall,
gonna do.
we said the same thing, you know what I mean? It should
Yeah.
be native lumber, and it just show us what you wanna do.
All right, well, if the scouts don't step up, I'll,
Mm.
we'll, that'll be the course of action over
Yeah.
next summer, you know? Whether or not we get them all done, you know what I mean, but at least we'll start knocking out some.
And I would say maybe with aerial photos or something like that, you can just kinda map out and show us what the locations are and,
Yep.
you know, approximate where you wanna do them, and
Sure,
so that way we have public record of what's going on out there, you know?
okay,
So.
all
And
right,
Of course, we'd wanna do it in public hearing. You would probably wanna do it as an informal discussion, but we wanna make sure you get on the agenda so that the public is made aware, you know?
all right,
So something like that where you're gonna be, you know, putting up, you know, any kind of bridge cross or anything like that, we should always like maybe put an ad in the paper or something, or, you know, something like that, just to let the
Now-
public know.
Is that something that we would have to put out of like our budget, or is that something that?
I don't think no, I think if you had, you could have, if you call the Holbrook Sun, they'll take care of those, they used to do it all the time for the Forest Committee, you know, they do public announcements and just kinda make an article and say that, you know, that there's gonna be, you know, there's gonna be some work being done in the committee, and it would just kind of make people aware, and then we post it at the meeting, notice as well, you know? Cause we're not really asking for a notice of intent or even a request for determination. If it were a more permanent structure, then we would have to have record of it, you know, even if it's our property. We'd still have to have either a request for determination of applicability or, you know, a notice of intent, depending on how much impact it would be. Like the walkway that they're thinking about between the Kennedy and the high school, that would be a notice of intent, you know what I mean? But,
Oh, they're gonna put,
well, there's talk of it, but it's, you know, that's something that'd be a much broader project that would take, you know what I mean, that would be significant, so.
remember when I was a kid, there used to be a bridge out
I'm sure it's
across
still
the
there.
bogs and everything.
Right,
All right,
Putting the building inspector hat.
no, not today.
Would
Would you want me to build you a
these-
bridge you can take a tank
would these
over?
bridges have to be handicap
Yeah.
accessible?
Oh, I know, huh, ADA, yeah.
It was $1 million, so it's kind of off
Yeah.
the table right now.
Oh, it is, yeah, it's a great thought, but, yeah, all thoughts, end with the
Really, for
budget.
that?
$1 million. To bring a parking lot in, the idea was you bring the road in as far as you can, so you
Yeah.
hit the wetlands,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you bridge it.
yeah,
And it ended up being about $1 million. Wow.
we can't just tuck that in under the radar with the school, no?
I think it's a good thing
Yeah.
to keep in the back of our mind
Right.
for later on.
I don't care, as long as you don't rip my field apart, we're fine. That's all.
that's on the other side.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, and, okay, that's great there. Now, as far as, we wanna do a lot of new signage out there, a lot of the old signs are all rotted, and, yeah, they've got them all screwed to trees,
Mhm.
nailed to trees. I don't really like that. I would prefer to put a post in the ground, and, are we okay putting a post if we're, like, basically in the trail bed, you know what I mean? I don't wanna be digging in the ground without making
Do
sure.
you have a
it's square
budget
view
for
bed.
signs, or?
We haven't, we haven't put anything in yet,
Cause we might have something in our wetlands protection fund that we can use, but it's gotta be near a wetland. I don't know if we can use it for the, cause it's, we have, is it 3,000 a year for wetlands protection, we use some of it for the treatment of the pond, and, but I know it doesn't get used up every year, so.
these signs, what are they, just trail markers?
yeah, trail markers and,
We have a couple of signs, I think, made up right now, you know, Holbrook Town Forest Conservation Area, you know, that sort of thing. why don't you get a sign package together of everything you wanna buy, and then come to us and see if we got any money we can fund it with, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sort of with Adam on this. I mean, there've been signs that have been nailed and hung from trees, and give them a year, they would just start falling off again.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have something a little more stable, you know, some kind of.
Unless you use
post
bigger
that would go
screws.
around and-
Well, I don't like the whole idea of,
Yeah.
of putting the screws in the trees, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
nothing for nothing, I'd rather put a, you know, 4x4 or a 6x6 post, it's all the same hole anyways, but, I'd rather do like a 6x6 post in there so that, you know, some kid isn't gonna come by and knock it over, I mean, someone's
Yeah.
actually gonna have to chainsaw it down,
Right.
you know, whereas, you know, that way you can bolt it in and peen over the bolt, so it's not gonna unscrew out, and, you know what I mean, make it a more, you know, more permanent type thing, and to continually go back and lag screw into the trees just doesn't really, doesn't sit well with me, it's not something I plan on doing.
Okay.
Alright, now, we've got the illustrious Tim Gordon here with us. I was, gonna ask you, also, 255 Pine Street, did you get a chance to look out there at all,
No,
or?
I had some conversations, so you're talking about parking now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if,
So, we just wanted to revisit the idea of trying to identify some place for people to park that want to use the town forest. And a couple of ideas were floated, and one of them was, and I think it was subsequent to you and I speaking, is by the old firehouse tower. Now, the downside is, it's across the street, but the upside is, it's kind of in an isolated area to a certain extent. I guess I'm wondering if the commission has any thoughts on, A, the value of the parking, you know, other thoughts of where it could be. And I suspect there's been conversations like this in the past that I'm just not aware of, that maybe for my benefit and for the committee's benefit, just a refresher on where we've already been in regards to this.
Well, there was a proposal to put in a small parking lot right on Pine, right where the frontage is. I don't know, 6 cars or somewhat, seemed like there might have been a little bit of opposition to that.
Is there drop off? Somebody mentioned drop off there, you need to fill a lot.
Well, not really,
No?
no, because it could be, it needs to be graded back, you know, and flattened for, you know, for vehicles to go in, you know, but I think that would be the safest point to enter the forest, because you're on the forest side of the road, so kids getting out of cars and whatnot, it would be definitely a much safer.
are you talking up by the old fire tower end, or are you talking down at, by
McGay's.
by McGahee's at 255 Pine?
Yep.
Back down to-
Is that the address, 255?
Yeah, that's the address, is
Is
255.
that the driveway that's in question?
Yeah,
Well, that would be
Because
to the
that's-
left.
That's
That
one
would be
edge
to
of
the
it.
left, yeah.
That's an ideal spot. It wouldn't even have to cut trees. It's already cut out in the sidewalk.
I mean, there's
and-
cars parking there now, you know,
Oh,
but
I
you're
pulled
parking
right in, right up until,
But I think your idea was pulling in just,
straight in, yeah.
just by where the entrance is, just
Yep.
up a little
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, but
from-
when you
yeah.
look off, you could see you could easily fit 6 cars there
Yeah.
without
Yeah,
taking trees down or anything.
and you
Kinda
wouldn't be in
graded
anyone's
off,
yard
you know.
either, because the houses are kinda,
set back.
more, yeah,
Now,
to the left.
this is
and
not
to
where the Caroline Long Trail is?
Yes, it is, that's the edge of the long,
Yeah,
end of the
That's
long
the
trail.
one. Still is enough room there, you think, for a parking lot though?
Well,
Not a parking lot, but just
Oh, like a pull in.
enough to pull in and get a vehicle off the road and get out of it safely and enter the forest. Like I said, there was a little opposition to that the last time it was presented, you know.
You're not looking for a place for, I believe what the problem, not problem, but the question was, they were concerned late at night, kids coming down and,
riffraff.
you're right there off the main road. I was a kid once, you're gonna go deep. You know, you're not gonna just, yeah, you're not gonna park your car and hang there, you ain't gonna last 5 minutes.
They're playing Pokemon Go
And
now.
you can post it, you can post that it's closed at
Absolutely.
dusk, and you
Right.
can ticket
Mhm.
if there's a car there, and guess what, it won't happen very much.
No,
Right.
And like you said, the kids don't wanna go wandering deep into the woods.
no,
Yeah.
no, so I didn't think that would be an
Yeah,
issue
I
here.
didn't think it would, I don't think it would be.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, they have, like in the Braintree Forest off of Peach Street, they have a nice little, turnout that you can pull in. They have the signage, it shows you a map of the trails. I mean, it's definitely an asset to the town to try and
Yeah.
move forward with
It
something
kinda
like
gives it a little
that.
bit of identity, more identity
Yeah.
than what it has.
Yeah, 'cause now you don't know it's there.
Now,
I
on,
live on Pine Street now.
Now,
Where the hell is it?
speaking of this here, all of this is under National Heritage and, ECAC or whatever is that something that you guys would contact them to go out and, I mean, granted, it's right off the street, but it's still, I mean, it'd be the same as me putting a shovel in the ground, you know what I'm saying? Do you have to, I mean, not file it, do we need to file a notice of intent with you guys? I mean, how
No, you
does that
wouldn't
all
have to
work?
file a notice of intent because there's no wetland right there. We would, you know,
We'd have to do an acquisition,
to heritage.
to natural
Yeah,
heritage,
yeah.
Okay, so,
to see if it's a habitat area, but we
I mean,
can-
I wouldn't foresee it being, but I mean, I'm just, so is that, I mean, is that something that takes a while, or is that something that we need to?
30 days usually, it's a 30-day review.
So it's not,
period.
nothing that would,
Yeah,
hold
normally
anything up.
they want an application with it, normally they do, but, there is a transmittal form, I think, it's just for natural heritage on dry land, and I think we can probably submit something like that. If you give us a, you know, some kind of plot plan showing the area that, you know, that you wanna do it, with some kind of parking layout, then we can send that into them and see what they say, you know? We can make a phone call too, but, I just don't know about the work, I mean, if it's, we can't work on our own property and approve it, you know what I mean? So, you would be, you know, you would kinda be the side of the, you know, that side that actually gets the action done, so.
oh, so we'd have
Yeah, we
to,
really can't, I mean, we're in control of the land, I don't think we can do the work on the land, you know what I mean? We might have to.
I mean, I think DPW would probably do the work.
When you say we, do you mean the town?
The Conservation Commission.
Conservation.
Just the
Yeah.
Conservation Commission.
Right.
So, I mean, that'd be something that,
So even if DPW, let's say DPW says, okay, we got the funds, we can do it, they could actually, you know, the commissioner of, you know, DPW could do it, or even, you know, you could speak as a project manager, town forest committee, but we as a conservation commission, because we're in control of the land, we can't push our own agenda on if we wanna pave it or do whatever, you know?
okay.
Plus, I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves, because we haven't, I think if this becomes something that we wanna pursue, we need to get on the Board of Selectmen's agenda and present.
Oh, sure, no, I just,
No, I know,
I
I
just-
just,
I
I
just-
just
I
don't
just
want
had questions,
people
I
watching
just-
at home to think that we're running
Yeah.
down this road.
Yeah,
We're not.
yeah.
You're
This is
right.
just, so we're vetting it, we're
We
discussing
started
it.
it, so-
Right, right. Now, like we said when we started the meeting, it's an informal hearing just to,
Yep.
you know,
Just
I have zero history before 3 months ago on any
Yeah.
of this, so, you know what I mean?
The
I
plan
just,
that they had before, to answer your question, the plan they had before looked pretty good, and it looked like it was gonna work out, but there was a lot of opposition, because there was a little tension between neighbors there and the town forest chair. So, you know, maybe there isn't that
is there a
same,
record of this plan that, you know, so we're not
no, cause it was just talk, there was no plan actually.
okay, so it's,
Yeah,
I just, you know, rather not reinvent the wheel if the wheel's already.
But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but that plan was a little more about pulling off into that open space as
Yeah.
opposed to just sliding down,
right,
yeah.
you know, another
Exactly.
20+ feet
Right.
and having it just be a pull-in.
That was, that was a more extensive
Yeah, it was
parking
more like a
area.
shared
yeah.
driveway that.
Yeah, right, so we got
Yeah,
we're kinda talking similar, basically same location, but a very different approach.
yep.
Yes.
Okay.
What else
Would it
you
be
got?
worth speaking about this other proposed parking area you and I explored, Adam? Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't even, if this is, no, I mean, not even worth it. Not worth talking about,
Okay.
Whatever,
I'll
just-
let it pass then.
yeah, not a big deal. And, I mean, one other thing on a more, if I can talk on a more, personal thing, is, you guys, I'm now a scout leader in town, Cub Scouts, and you guys aware of the Hatch Playground, Camp Hatch up on Pond Street? There's a 4-acre plot up off of Pond Street that was deeded from the Hatch family over to the property was given to the town of Holbrook under protection of the Conservation Commission for use by the Boy Scouts in the town of Holbrook. And it was given to the town like 20-something years ago. We used to go camping there all the time as kids, because the family would let all the Boy Scouts go out there. And when we took over as a leader, I found out that it was actually legitimately given to the town under your protection, you know what I mean, for the scouts. So I was looking to start using it in the spring, you know, go out there. It's not wetlands, it's not, you know what I mean, there's no wetlands out there. I mean, I've got a screenshot of the deed here, all right? I mean, I can get you guys a copy so you guys have your own actual copy of it that shows that you actually have control of it. But, you know, basically, come springtime, would like to start using it. You know, the Boy Scouts go out, would like to reestablish the old fire ring and start doing, you know, classes and courses and stuff like that for the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts.
I think that any use of the property, okay, we simply control like what, you know, what the property is only by virtue of conservation, okay? Any use of the property expressly has to be okayed by the selectmen. So I
Okay.
would say that if you're not gonna alter the land or do anything with it, it doesn't really have to come before us. I think it'd be a good idea to run it by us, of course, but I think that the deciding body is the Board of Selectmen, because they are actually in control of the property. They're the, you know, we're the caretakers, but
So
they're
like
they're
day
the
use
owners.
type stuff, like what I'm talking
Yeah.
about for now,
Right.
would go.
We'll get on one of their agendas.
Okay, no, I just
I
figured
was trying to figure out where that piece of property is.
Oh, it's,
This is the intersection, so coming down Pond here, how far down?
Right next to Mr. Siddhar's tires.
yeah, that's the entranceway here.
Anyway,
Yep.
They're on the left or the right going down?
If you're going down, you hook the corner and, the little, we'll have it on the map right here in a second. If you pull up Google Maps and you go actually Muni Mapper and you pull up the
Oh, right
town of
here.
Holbrook, you can see it right
Right
there.
here?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And because they built this subdivision, when we were kids, we used to have to come in here. When you're going down Pond Street, there's just a 17-foot wide strip of woods. And it's like, this yard comes up to here, this yard comes up to here, and it's 17 feet wide, 200 feet back. That's,
Just past Ashley Court. On the right. And there's a lot on the corner. It's I assume there's a house here.
oh yeah, no,
That's the Holbrook Crossing thing, right? Ashley
So
Court.
let's see where am I
Ashley
It
Court's
is
down
coming
there.
down Pond Street. Ashley
No,
Court.
it's not that
Right
far
here.
out.
and,
This little access here.
and the Ashley Court right here actually gives
So
us
the water tower is
like
that street
76
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
feet
not
of
near
road
that.
frontage right there.
It's on there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it's as far as that,
Coming
but
down Pond,
No,
Ashley
it's,
Court.
yeah, it's like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is all right.
Yeah, it's right there.
Near, Oak Street.
it's Al Turner's house.
Aspen, no, Oak would be
Yeah.
back here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, actually,
It backs up to.
yeah, Oak is
about
right with the Christmas display and Halloween
Right
display.
beside
Yeah,
Alan
when you turn
Jones's
around
property.
here, it's right in the woods behind the house.
It abuts Alan Drunas' property. Remember the subdivision, Aspen Way?
yeah.
No,
That's right down.
No.
Oh, right there.
That's the
That's a,
passageway right
yeah,
there.
the passageway there, and also, once they put the subdivision, there's 76 feet
Frontage.
of frontage right here. So like when I walked it down like last month, and I was able to park right here, because everyone that lives over here dumps all their stuff right out here. So there's a 4-foot wide path that goes in with everybody's.
The water takes it down here.
Yeah, right, yeah, this is up here. Yeah, this
So
is-
like
You
the-
might
you know-
wanna get some signage up, no dumping.
Well, yeah, that's, but you know what I mean, so that's, it's something that, would like to, I got all sorts of balls I'm juggling right now.
Great.
But, you know what, I mean, if I can give back to the kids
Yeah, if you got
and,
time to put in, it's great, you know? I mean, all this stuff can be done, it just needs a volunteer, you know what I mean? So it's great, we applaud your efforts, and you'll have our support with anything you wanna do to improve any of the conservation land that we have.
All right.
So,
So I just had one more question for one of you guys have any experience with this. We have this piece of property that we were talking about earlier off of Weymouth Street that is owned by the town through tax title taking. So now we're just trying to figure out the process of going from tax title possession to forest. And I assume it's gotta go through you folks to get to there, but I can get town council engaged on it, but before I do that, I'd like to get as much knowledge as I can get from the people, you know.
Joe Davenport has been sitting on the board for about 35 years, and I know that he's sat in on at least 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Where land has been acquired by the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, doesn't it usually get turned over to it, but would they take it back through tax title, and then don't they usually vote on it at a town meeting to have it put under our
Yeah, it's voted town meeting.
custodianship?
Yeah, I knew it was a town meeting vote, I just wasn't sure, you know, what comes first. I suppose you folks would have a recommendation on that for town meeting as well, and then it would go to you folks, and then you designate it as town forest? How does it go from conservation to town forest? It's not synonymous, is it?
No, I think it's sort of, it's under our jurisdiction as far as watching it, but then we can have them take care of it. It's sort of like, we're sort of the official body that supervises the land and keeps an eye on it and is sort of technically responsible. And then they sort of work as sort of a subcommittee.
So but there is conservation land that is not designated as town forest.
Right.
So the designation of town forest, would that be Board of Selectmen?
Yeah, Board of Selectmen, well, it gets voted in the
Or
town meeting.
Town meeting can do,
Yeah.
would do both, to conservation and, or maybe in the same motion, the same
Yeah.
motion.
Well,
I think
the point that Pat had on land like that would be that if it was designated conservation land, it can never be built on.
Cause then, yeah, there's an
If
additional
it's-
I
layer
get
of
that.
protection.
I get that.
Okay, if it's just donated and deemed part of the town forest, I guess maybe potentially the town could sell off part of the forest to be developed.
It's kinda like, the conservation piece is kinda like putting it in trust.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right.
Where is it, the 30 acres? Wait,
It's down here, it's right adjacent to the town forest.
I can actually,
Oh,
I've
that's
got-
the 30 acres you're referring to, right?
yes, I can actually show you guys on I mean, this, I don't have it marked out here, but, if we have a pencil, I'll gladly mark up my map. So here's the trails of the town forest, and the 32 acres or 30 acres runs pretty much, most of the trails that we have, all out here, all these good trails out here are all, I actually saw the flagging right here at the corner of the lot today when I was out there. But it's all this area right here. This whole Moccasin Valley, the Garden of the Gods, all these trails in here, all,
It's almost, it's actually one lot away from the Braintree line.
yeah, the Braintree line's right here, this line right here.
So it's additional,
The thing is, these trails are all, half the trails out here are actually on that property that for the last 60 years that the trails have been out there,
right.
it hasn't actually been the town forest. You know what I mean? And so it's like right in here. Yep. It's like right in here approximately. You know, I mean, obviously I'm not marking the exact spot, but it's right in here, this.
So it's on 2 pages here. This is Weymouth.
Yeah.
This is the town forest.
Yeah.
And here's Pine Street. This is the piece of land. And if I go to, so this is the piece of land. This is the bottom of this.
I see.
And then here's the Braintree line right
Yeah.
here.
Is it all upland or is it?
No, it's all wetlands.
It's all wetland?
It's all, if you look on the maps, it's vernal pools, it's, half of it's in the ECAC or whatever, the Cranberry watershed.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
entire thing
Doesn't look like it,
is, national heritage. You know, between the wetlands, the vernal pools, like 90% of it falls into one map or another map. You know what I mean, as far as that all goes. So I mean, you guys would be over it anyways, you know what I'm saying, over 90% of it, but to get it all designated would be
Yeah,
ideal.
the Board of Selectmen has to make the decision as to whether or not they're gonna turn it into conservation land, and then once they do, then they, you know, gets voted into town meeting, and then once it gets voted in town meeting, then they officially put the care onto us. That's usually how it works.
When, we had a discussion on that, I'll just say driveway for, and we had a lot of people up here, and it was explained that if we change the line on the town forest, it had to go to the legislature.
I think you're right, I think there's a home rule petition here.
Yeah, there is,
It had to be 100% from the board, and we're talking a lot of
Yeah,
work.
right.
So if we just left well enough alone, they'd still be able to use that property, correct? For what you want, you know what I mean?
Well, that's to have it designated part of the town forest, but have it put it under conservation.
Well, it's
Guardianship.
conservation land right now.
No, I think what he's saying is it's land that's come back for tax title.
Yeah,
the
it's
town
been privately
has taken,
owned.
but it has not been placed under conservation restriction.
Oh, it
That's
has
right.
not.
No,
No.
so that's what they want to do to
Oh.
make sure it's protected, and then the
Okay.
town forest thing would be another step beyond that.
That'd be a huge
But they
one.
wanna make sure it
Okay.
gets the
Wants to
the
stay
conservation
conservation land.
Yes, yeah,
That's
it
It's
it
all
was,
wet.
Well, it's wetland, it's not going anywhere else.
well, the thing is, like, I guess originally back in the day, whoever owned the property obviously let them, you know, run all the trails through there and let them use it and everything else, and whoever bought it, you know, 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was, that planned on developing it, you know, once they found out that it was all wetlands and it was landlocked and there was nothing that they could do with it, they defaulted on the taxes and the town eventually took it. But, you know, to get it, you know, to get it included in the town forest, because, I mean, there's a lot of pretty cool habitats out there, besides the pools and everything else. I mean, there's giant glacial erratics out there left behind from
Yeah,
the
so-
glaciers and everything, and you know what I mean? It's like, there's some really cool stuff out there that some developer, if they ever got a chance to, would probably just bulldoze it over and put a subdivision in, so. You know, cause guess what, those glacial erratics are on top of a hill, you know what? Oh, that's the best place to put your house, is right on top of the hill, cause you get an extra $100,000 for it, you know what I mean? I mean, whatever, it is what it is, just, you know, if we were able to get it, incorporated into, you know, conservation
Yeah, I'm
and
all
then
for it.
town forest, it's just,
Right now, the town owns it with tax title,
Right,
so it'd just be making it either forest or conservation.
Well, it's, the town has it. Next step is to have it designated as conservation, so it has the additional protection. And then you make the decision whether or not you wanna go the extra route to get the home rule petition to be made part of the
All right.
town forest.
but
But
once it's
since
under
it is
your,
all
once
wet-
it's under your protection, I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't
Right.
be,
Yeah,
It'd
no,
be
I
terrible
think
to get
if
it.
that's the goal, we'll find out, you know, well, again, we'll put this on an agenda for the selectmen, and once we kinda have yeah, this is what we wanna do, then we'll button down this process and do it all at once.
Right.
You know, we gotta take 2 articles to town meeting, that's what we'll do. Or if we have to do it sequentially, then we'll do that as well, you know. It just seems like it's a piece of property they're already using, let's
Yep.
Yeah.
set it up.
right.
Let's make it right.
It should be set up.
Excellent.
I'm a boilermaker, automatically
Still
still.
need that. You saw you had your eye on that the whole meeting now.
I know. Alright,
Anything else?
that's all I've got.
All right, very good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Adam and Heather and Dave,
Yeah.
they just straight out
We
with this.
applaud your
straight.
efforts, we
Have you
really do,
noticed
and
any,
thank you.
Mini bikes or four-wheelers out there,
Well,
because they're not allowed.
well, I know they're not allowed, I mean, I will say, 2 weeks ago, out on the long trail, I did see some, reasonably fresh dirt bike tracks, or knobby tire tracks, whether it was a four-wheeler or whatever. Another thing I did see out there was actually very disturbing. My son was sitting down on a rock, having a snack, and I looked at the beech tree, I took a picture of it. Right about this height. Scars in the tree where somebody wrapped wire across the trail. All right, it's long since grown over, so this is from 10, 15, 20 years ago, but somebody set up a wire out there at some point, a booby trap at some point to take out, that could kill someone. And, another thing, oh my goodness, I thought I was all done.
Sorry.
See, you guys you asked me a question, right here at the Diamond Trail, where it abuts up to the Wood Road, right here. I didn't print out the pictures, but, I took a picture, I took lots of pictures out there, but, this one kinda bothered me a bit, cause, it looked like, see all the trees cut down?
Yep.
I don't know where their property ends, but all out there there's probably 100 trees cut down, and right on the Diamond Trail, all right there, and I'm sitting there looking at the back of a house with the woodshed, with all the same diameter trees all stacked up in their woodshed. Is it their property or is it our property? I don't know where the property line is, so I'm not gonna go up and kick on anyone's door, but it might be something that maybe somebody might wanna look into. You know what I mean? Like I said, I took the picture and I was like, you know, a whole lot of stumps. And it's not like they were dead trees, it's stumps all over the place.
It wasn't near the power lines, was it, Adam?
No, this was right behind someone's house. And the reason I even noticed it is because when we were walking down the Diamond Trail, the Diamond Trail going back towards Wood Road.
Diamond Trail.
Yep. I'm walking down the trail with my son, because we were out just doing, it's the same day we went out, Dave.
Yeah.
And, I see a nice fresh stump, and I see sawdust all over the trail. I'm the only one that's been out there the last couple of months with a chainsaw, and I didn't go down that trail. And I'm like, oh, maybe the tree was, laying across the trail. Well, except the fact that there wasn't a tree on the side of the trail, there was nothing but a bunch of branches cut and thrown off the side of the trail.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I'm just like, really? And as I went further, I'd come across the rest of that stuff, and I
Have you looked up, on the assessors maps to see?
Yeah, that's
what the lot
serious,
looks like?
well, I mean, you have the maps here, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't go back that far. You see what I'm saying? I don't know where the line is, but
cutting trees
So,
down and.
If that is somebody, if that is that person's property,
then they do whatever they wanna do
So-
on their property, but I don't know.
so instead of bringing it to the conservation board, why is it that you're not finding out first exactly where your property ends before you come and bring a complaint to the board?
I'm not bringing it.
I mean, that you bring in the issue, so
I'm
not a
just
complaint.
asking them.
Okay.
I'm asking them a question. Right now. So it'd be right on 10 or 4.
Here's 4. And this is,
It's down where Steve Gallagher lives, right?
oh, yeah, all right.
Go down far,
Yeah.
down to the left.
Yeah.
This cul-de-sac.
That's 10.
Woodwood Road.
So right. It was like right back in here.
No, that's a piece of, this is the Gallagher property.
And
This here?
the Diamond Trail comes in here.
Yeah, okay.
That's part of
Oh,
the
it
town
comes right
forest.
into here?
Yes,
Okay. And where are the trees?
all right in here. So that's just it, I don't know
Yeah.
where,
Just something you took note of.
it's something I took note of, that's what, you know, I mean, I could have been standing in their property, it doesn't look like it goes back as far as the trees did. I don't know if maybe, whoever the inspector is, can maybe knock on the
I think it's
door
like
and
a
just
drainage
ask them if they know
right
where it
here.
is. You know what I mean? If they go, oh, well, there's the flags on our property and it's 100 feet past where the trees are cut, then so be it,
There's
but.
this area right here, no, oh, I lost my bearing, right here. So, this is Wood Road. Here, there's this little drainage thing here that looks probably is that probably man-made?
Probably. It goes out to
Just,
that
it's
wetland.
draining the subdivision.
Yeah.
probably, right?
Yeah, and you can see where the diamond trail here comes down the back and just kinda stops. You know what I mean? And
And
it's,
that's it,
and
yeah.
it comes right into here, and it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of personal property. It should go right up, you know, pretty close to the road. You know, I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble or anything, but, you know, if somebody, I'm just asking a question. If somebody
Well,
could,
that might be a job that, you know, I mean, if you're in charge of the trails, you might wanna go up and knock on the door and ask them if they know. They might be able to take you out and show you where the boundaries are and whatnot, and then
alright, I just
You'll
didn't
have
want,
a
I
better
just didn't
idea.
wanna go knocking on anyone's door and, you know, harassing them or anything.
Yeah, you
know.
can always go to the front door and ask.
Yeah.
You can't walk around their backyard, but.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I didn't
Walk on
know,
the
you know,
front door,
I'm
yeah.
walking on a marked trail,
Yeah,
and it's like, well,
yeah.
is this trail marked?
If you wanna go ask them, don't walk to their backyard, go out to the end of
All
the
right,
trail,
that's-
go around, go knock on the front door.
Throw a rock.
Then you'll be all set, it'll all be good.
Alright,
All right.
anything else?
just get me out of here before I remember
All right,
something
that's
else.
it, yeah. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your efforts and keep it up. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right. Miss June,
Yes.
your engineer has already been here and gone.
Oh.
Yes, he did show up, in spite of your email saying that he
yes,
wouldn't be.
Because he said he wasn't gonna be able to make it.
He was here.
He was, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we asked him for some changes and, we'll see him at the next meeting. Okay?
Awesome.
So I don't wanna waste any more of your time. You
Oh,
look like you were getting ready to talk to us, but I think we're all set.
No, yeah, I was gonna tell you, you should have received an email.
Yeah,
So,
terrific.
awesome. Thanks.
have a great night.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for
All right.
having us.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you,
Thanks a lot.
gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Seeing more of you, I'm sure.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks again for all your effort.
in touch on all this.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, thank you.
Great, take care.
Thank you.
All right, so, Mr. Chair, I move to reorganize the Conservation Commission.
What about
Okay.
Phillips? Anything with Phillips Road, what are we doing with them? They're not here. Want to continue again?
Well, I think we should probably continue it, but some of the members might wanna take a look at it before we,
Phillips Road?
yeah, before
Okay.
we take it up at the
All right.
next meeting.
Okay, I'll take a drive down there.
That's,
Jamie McGinnis, 2 Phillips
Oh,
Road.
2 Phillips
That's
Road?
the
Yeah.
property down there off of Mere
Yeah.
Road.
I'll go, what do you need to do?
I guess the property's
it's-
being
yeah,
loaded up
well,
with stuff and.
so it's under an enforcement, okay,
Yeah.
because, the.
I was here when after they leveled everything and that,
Yeah, now they're bringing in all
Yeah.
kinds
Now
of
it's
stuff and
just,
storing it.
they're storing
Yeah.
all types of materials, machinery, whatnot, so, it's under enforcement. We've been patiently waiting for, how long has that been under
Year and a
enforcement?
half,
It's gotta
yeah,
be-
2
yeah,
years
It's
almost.
gonna be,
Yeah, I think we probably should, we'll take a ride by, but I think we'll just have to start issuing fines and,
yeah,
you know, and then bring it to the town for enforcement and go to
Yeah.
court, you know.
I mean, so, you know, you got the Cacheto River there and
Yeah.
you're storing
Yeah.
material right on riverfront, you know, so,
I
you
mean,
know,
he's.
you get heavy rains and
Insulation.
whatnot.
April 2015.
Yeah.
You're supposed to rake it up and
Yeah,
get as much out as you
Yeah,
can.
we should probably reissue the enforcement notice and send it, make sure DEP gets a copy because it's so close to the river that I got a feeling if we don't stop it now, it's gonna get out of control,
yeah.
you know, so.
Yeah, it's been a
We'll
year
take a
and
look
half.
at it, we'll take it up at the next
Okay.
meeting and then we'll
All right.
go from there.
So segueing into that, I nominate Tim Stinson as the new chair of the Holbrook Conservation Commission.
I'll second that motion.
Tim, will you accept the nomination?
I'm thinking.
Run hard, run fast.
Anybody else wanna be chair? Let me stop there.
I don't have time. I can't get down here, no.
You don't have time, you don't want it,
No,
he doesn't want it.
no, I like exactly.
I think
what
Joe
am.
should do it, I
I've
think Joe
been
should do it.
sidestepping for 41 years.
Yeah, Joe's an expert at eluding,
Joe.
Joe is an expert at eluding the
You
chair.
could conduct it in Latin,
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so,
like
therefore
some last man standing.
therefore I move to vote, Tim Stinson, chairman of the Conservation Commission.
Second,
All in favor?
I'll abstain.
All right, I understand. Okay, and for, vice chair, who wants to do that?
I'd like to nominate Bill Forty.
I can do it,
I'll second that.
yeah.
Wait a minute, I thought you didn't have time.
I got time for vice chair. I got time for vice chair.
He's got time for vice.
Yeah.
That's what he's got time
I'm a
for.
vice squad. Call the vice squad when you need me, okay?
That's right.
But yeah, I can be there, so,
Motion made, second?
Yep.
All in favor?
all right,
Beautiful.
All right,
so done. Motion to close the public meeting.
Second?
motion closed and second, all in favor?
Motion for Frank to close his last public
That's
meeting.
it. Thank you, Frank, for all your service. You put in, what, 3 years?